There wasn't a longboard to be had.
You couldn't sell them. No one wanted them. It was really a fantastic era to be part of again. Board bag side of it has been going longer than Lifestyle Surf Shop has been going.
So obviously through that period of time you had longboards going into shortboards. After the shortboards kind of came about, there were pretty much no longboarders left. Everyone went from...
Correct.
There wasn't a longboard to be had.
You couldn't sell them. No one wanted them.
Yeah. And then sort of early 90s, there was a revival of longboarding. And I'm guessing it's because guys that were surfing in the 60s and 70s probably getting a bit older and realizing that they just couldn't keep up on the shortboards, and then started to...
Yeah, it was more about 1987. Probably might have been slightly earlier than that in California, but then it took here in 1987. Because I think I went to the first SA Champs in 1987 or 1988 at Seal Point, first official South African longboard champs after the longboarding era. So then it gained traction, and obviously quite a few of the old guys that never made the transition, very few of us made the transition to shortboarding from the longboard era, from the original longboard era. So a lot of people dropped off, and quite a few of those people came back and kind of got reunited with surfing, which obviously strengthened surfing and gave credence to and enjoyment to a lot of those guys that couldn't make that transition. And then a lot of us who did make the transition but had been in that era also just saw the value of it and the enjoyment of it and the beauty of it.
And then obviously being able to be competitive again.
Yeah, I mean, there was a big advantage at that stage. I was probably late 30s, but there's a big advantage in picking up where you left off in the 60s, because you already could walk a board, you could do a lot of things, and the boards had advanced quite a lot. And yeah, there was a lot of good fun and a lot of good camaraderie, and it also helped the industry tremendously.
Yeah, I remember, I mean, it's such great memories for me. A lot of my friends nowadays are from those longboard club days, but I remember being in the shop, or maybe not working in the shop at that stage, but you know, when SA Champs came around, I mean, board orders would go up. Everyone was ordering a new board for SA Champs. It was about your spray and your design and different things going on. So it was always an exciting time of year. Like, hey, we're going up to J Bay, or it was in Cape Town this year. Massive amount of planning that went into it. But yeah, just a good community vibe. And I always think back fondly about those days. I mean, a lot of good longboarders came out of it.
Yeah, it was an amazing era. I mean, not that current longboarding isn't, it's just different. But we really enjoyed sort of the influence of a new generation of surfer coming into longboarding, us older generation that went back to longboarding, and then some of the administrative skills of some of the older people in us, what they brought and the vibe, and longboarding really sort of became quite a dominant force in those days. And so it was really a fantastic era to be part of again.
I mean,
unfortunately, as you said, because of you being my son, and that you came along with Matthew Moyer and a few others and joined the app, and you surfed as juniors and gained the benefit of the camaraderie and what we were all enjoying.
Yeah, and I mean, at that stage, to make a Western Province team was quite a feat. I mean, I remember they send like 3 Western Province teams to SA Champs, which would have held like probably 30 people in each or something.
Yeah,
maybe even more.
At least more than, I think 3 teams was like 150 people or something.
Yeah.
I suppose that's...
So 150 people, full teams, and then still a Boland team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was an overflow there. So when
we had lots
Longboard SA Champs was, I mean, PE had 2 teams.
Yeah, no, Longboard really sort
Durban
of
had 2 or 3 teams.
itself. And then gradually shortboarding got its roots again. And in this area, I think Bay Surf Club were quite instrumental in reviving shortboard surfing in this area, because they had weekend contests, and those were the early days of Dyer Jacobs and the Jacobs family and them, and Andre Kowalski, lots of others. Chris Burtish was just a little kid in those days, and he's grown to be a maverick now. And so they were responsible, I think, for actually, they'd have a contest with 180 people on a weekend at Muizenberg. And so they brought a lot of significance back to the Muizenberg area and things like that. And they were called the Bay Surf Club, False Bay Surf Club. Well, Bay, but False Bay.
Bringing it back to the shop, I mean, it's all shop-related stuff, but you've also obviously been very creative in terms of just about anything surfing, I would say. The fact that we've made board bags for a long time, how long would you say the board bag side of it's been going?
The board bag side of it has been going longer than Lifestyle Surf Shop has been going. So I used to make board bags. I bought a machine when we were in Celtic's garage, and I just realized that if I could sell a board bag with every board that went out, and we'd have an opportunity to just make an extra $5 at that stage. So I bought this machine, and I actually used to sew the board bags right in the beginning myself. And they were simple board bags, one calico layer over another, stitch it around, drawstring at the back, and you picked up your board and out it went in a board bag. And so it was a nice presentation.
At that stage, there was no island style or anything like that?
There was nothing else. There was
Had you seen a board bag somewhere before?
I had seen a board bag, and there was a lady in Durban, I can't remember her name, and she was instrumental in me putting a board bag together. And the Durban guys would probably know, and that was the only board bags that I knew that were available.
And then that, eventually grew that you had a whole accessories area. You used to do, when Scottle bags were a big thing, motorbike covers, lots of different things.
Yeah, well, the surfing industry wasn't that strong at the time, so you had to maybe look outside the surfing industry to do other things to supplement, your little production there. But what I will say is that just to navigate where the board bags went, when we first opened our store, my sister, well, first of all, your mom, Jenny, worked for us, and she fell pregnant. My sister came in, and there was no trade here in the mornings. It was only afternoon trade. There was nothing happening here in the mornings. But you have to keep the store open. And so I asked, she learned to sew, and she would make one board bag a day in the morning, and that would sort of amortize me able to actually employ her. So she'd make a board bag, there'd be no trade. I'd have a board bag to sell with the board, someone collecting a board in the afternoon, and that's basically where it went. Then we started the survival label, which in the windsurfing days grew quite big because we were making harnesses and all the allied stuff with that. We then had quite a few machinists and stuff like that, and that became a bit of a noose around one's neck because now you have to provide work for them, and that's where Scottle bags and other things came in just to supplement the staff we had. After that, we cut that down and still today do board bags, and that's about all we really specialize in. And the two girls that came out of that original era stayed with us for 30 years until, say, 2 or 3 years ago, retired. And so they were with us, and they were making board bags as you do to this current day.